introduce, I am PANDI MAICA, who have been on this mission, same mission as you also took the mission to fight for Africa and to stand for your peoples. It's a good thing as an African you stood up and you said, I want to stand for my people, so I want to show way to my peoples to believe in themselves and to put themselves in the place where they belongs. It's a great thing to see every African youth taking that part, as I have been in this job for a very long time, I have always prayed to see a lot of Africans opening platforms or doing activities in Africa to make sure that Africans know themselves, to make sure that Africans believe in themselves, and we know what is our problem, we know what is taking us back, we know what will take us forward. And I really appreciate your job, my brother. I will say I appreciate you for welcoming me to your platform to talk about my continent, and as that is my job. Thank you so much, my brother. I'm so happy to be here.
Okay, great, great. It's always honor and it's a pleasure to be with you, my brother. You are a comrade. You are a warrior.
Thank you.
And African is warriors like yourself. And then, so my please, if you come in, try to share what we're doing here. Try to share it because it's very important. Sharing it and also and then inviting other people to join us because we are young Africans, and then we all know what we are facing as African people. So yes, we are here today, and then we're gonna be really brutal. I know my brother; he's very brutal. He doesn't hide from the truth. So yes, join us, and then please, as you join us, share the content. Let us all together fight for a better Africa. So my brother, you are welcome to One Africa Mission. So as
Thank
a
you.
young African, as a Pan-Africanist, my brother, what is what do you envision Africa, and then in the next 20 years or 30 years? And as a young African, do you think a united Africa is possible, in your opinion?
Yeah, my brother. For your first question, what my visions to see Africa in the next 20 years, my brother. I, my vision is in the next 20 years, Africans are going to be in a war where they will not know where to start this war and how to begin this war. I will tell you that today, and it is going to be recorded on your platform. It is going to be there forever. In the next 20 years, Africans are going to be in a war where they will not know where to start this war if we don't wake up right now to start putting
Mm,
ourselves together, start
mm.
preparing for that war in the next 20 years. Because they have already prepared their children for that war. We have not prepared.
Wow. Well, you talk about war. Well,
Yeah,
you are
we
very
have
right, my
to
brother. You talk about war because I watched this.
yeah.
Yeah, they sent me this. I saw this when I was in Ethiopia. I saw this video. Was I'm sure you must have seen it. Was a European guy was talking about Europeans why Africans are always complaining. He said, "I'm sure you saw the video." He
Yeah,
said
I was the guy. The guy is from I think Germany.
Africans always complain as to Europeans. Yeah, but he said something which is very profound. He said that Europe should prepare for a possible war against Africa because a day is coming where Africans will want to wake up. And in his assertion, when that day comes, there will be war between Europe and Africa. So what you are saying is very true.
And
You are on
and
point.
my brother, there is no doubt about that. So many Africans are out there. When you tell them that prepare for war, so many Africans will say, "My brother, what are we going to prepare for war? Forget about it. There will be no war." I always tell Africans, believe me, you can never get yourself out from your slave masters without going into war with them. It is impossible for Africa to get their freedom and liberation and their justice without going into war with their slave masters that call themselves supremacy over Africans. Africans don't believe that there will be war. And peoples, there are something that we Africans we take it too lightly. We want to do everything with peace. There is no peace between Africa and their slave masters. Africans need to understand this. They don't need no peace between them and their slave master. And Africans always believe in peace. No, we can do it in peace. We should not do it in violence. Come on. People have been doing violence on Africans for how many years? Africans are still believing that violence is not good. And when they went
Thousands
to
of years.
Africans, they brainwashed Africans that violence is not good. Nobody should talk about violence. Anybody who want to do violence, they call that one a criminal in Africa. But how many criminals do they have that have put violence on Africans? In Congo, in DR Congo that you are talking about, you talk about, when you talk about Berlin conference that I always call a Congo conference, that where they discuss how to destroy Congo. Still in Germany, we have a company in Germany that is still operating, and every natural resources that they manufacture in Germany, in that company, is from Congo. And still Congo is having still the same conflict that was caused by the European Union. Nobody is talking about it. And still Africans, we sit and watch those things happening. You know, we are too peaceful, my brother. Africans do not want to react or become arrogant on their slave masters. They want to always be lovely. And I always tell you, my brother, there is no love between us and them. I don't believe in love in them. I don't believe in going into peace with them. There is no peace between us and them. In public, they came out, they want to brainwash Africans. They said no violence, human right, democracy. They talk about all this kind of idiot project or organization that was created by them to brainwash Africans. And Africans still are believing that those things. Those are things that I will never believe. I will do whatever I will do to protect my territory, to protect my continent, to defend my continent, if it is due or it is possible that peoples who are destroying my land, they will not leave unless I put my anger on them, even if it is to massacre them. I will massacre all of them for my land to be free. This is what Africans refuse to understand. This is what white people did to Africans. They deal with Africans, kill Africans, murder them, millions of Africans for their territory to be free. And Africans are refusing to do the same thing because Africans feel like by dealing with a white man is a sin. But dealing with your fellow African is not a sin. This is what we believe, my brother.
That's
and I will tell you.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you, because when you said Africans are scared to be violent, but I see Africans being violent towards each other. I see what happened in what is happening in Congo. I see what happened in Sierra Leone. You know about that. I see what happening in Liberia, what happened in Rwanda. So we seem to be more violent when it comes to dealing with each other. But when it comes to dealing with the colonizers, we are so timid. What is the cause of that? Is it colonization?
Yeah, you know, my brother, there is something. This is what we Africans call mentality. There are most of the peoples who don't know what this mentality is and how this mentality is created. They say we want African mentality have to be changed. Many people are talking about African mentality have to be changed, but nobody knows about this mentality. People think like mentality is a material where they put it on Africans. We have to pick it and throw it away. No, it's not that. There are things that they put in Africa as law, as constitutions that keep Africans' mentality as a system in Africa, and the system is running. We are running the same system, and we are saying the African mentality have to be changed, and we are the one running the same system that is making our mentalities to hate ourselves. So it's all about mentality. These people program us. We are just like a computer. They program us and system us how we have to be operate always automatically by ourselves. Before they went to Africa manually and operate our mentalities. Now they said, we have to find a way. We cannot keep on going to these peoples and changing their mentalities to ahead themselves and love us. We have to find a system and put it on inside them. That way they will operate automatically hating themselves without we going there again. So they no more go to Africa and tell Africans, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to believe, this is what you don't have to believe. They sit at their homes and they leave Africans operating automatically. Their mentalities hating themselves, killing each other, fighting each other, fighting against each other.
I think that's, I think that's what they call Lily Winch syndrome. You know, Lily Winch during the in the plantations, when the Africans started to come together with some of, you know, a lot of people don't even know that slavery, there were Europeans who were part of slavery, because the Scottish, the Irish, the Polish, those from the Eastern Europe, they were also in the plantation. A lot of, you see, they hide this history from us. We don't even know. A lot of them were in the slave plantations, both poor Europeans and Africans. And when the poor Europeans and the Africans began to come together to fight the system, and they looked for a psychologist, which was in the person of that came out with the what they call Lily Winch syndrome. And Lily Winch advised them that to overcome this problem, first of all, they need to make sure that they separate the Africans from the Europeans. Because even if you watch in Haiti, our people have to come together with the European slaves, to fight the system. And then when we were able to come together and fight the system and defeated all the major European countries, empires, then they went and sat down and decided that no, if we don't come out with a strategy, if these poor Europeans and poor slaves from Africa come together, they're going to defeat us. So what should we do? So the Lily Winch syndrome, they divide both Europeans, slaves, and the Africans. They start fighting among themselves. Until today, we are still suffering from that. But well, today we are not going on to that. But my brother, in your opinion, as a young African, as a Pan-African, do you think Africa can be united? Because this our mission is all about the unification of Africa. Do you think
my brother,
Africa it's possible to unite Africa, 54 countries?
I will want Africa to be united as fast as is possible. And I will want Africa to be united as I think. But Africa have a big problem. We have a big problem that we need to deal with ourselves. You know, I love every African anywhere, you know, but I see our problems are with us. We have a big problem that we need to tackle. You can't unite peoples who doesn't love each other. It's not possible. And Africans refuse to love each other. There is a big problem there. Why? Because there is a mentality. And one thing I will tell you, we can't unite Africa. There is a big problem. One problem that we are not understanding. That's why every time when we wake up to fight for Africa, every generation they fail. Why do they fail? They forget about the children's under. We can do nothing about African liberation. We can only plan and prepare the children who are growing up now. Prepare them for the liberation, to fight for the liberation. We need to prepare them, not to prepare them to train them how to shoot gun, how to do karate. No, to prepare their mentality. Their mentality, we need to prepare them because they are the young ones right now. And when we prepare them, they grow up with the mentality of Africa. Mentality of loving themselves, mentality of the unity of Africa. By the time they will have 25 years, my brother, I tell you, when those children get to 25 years, they will unite at once because they all grow with one mentality. But we, right now in Africa, as for my age mates, you can't unite them because we all grow with a mentality that we don't love each other, we don't respect each other, we don't appreciate what was created by a black man. And we grow with a mentality that Africa is nothing. When you don't go to Babylon, you are nobody. So my age mate can't make nothing to Africa. We can only prepare the young ones. That's why we always fail. You see what we are all shouting, nobody is preparing the young ones. When I went to Gambia, I said it last time when I was live. I said I went to Gambia, 7 years children were coming out from schools. I stopped them on the road. I asked them, you children and white children, who is more important? They told me white children are more important. And they are going to school. They say they are learning.
No, my brother, and they are not far from the right.
You know where the problem is coming from. And I asked them, you and white, who is strong? They told me that white children are strong. You and white, who is more better? They told me that white is better. I said, why white is better than you? They said, because they have that, they have this. So their mentality, those children are going to school and the school is not teaching them because the school system itself is not created by Africans. The school system that we call education system is a suffocation system that was brought to Africans as education system to make Africans to suffocate themselves. And in the same time, they told Africans that you can't put anybody in your leadership without having a certificate from school. Why do they insist to give that law to Africans? Because they knew that the education system that they give to Africans is a suffocation system to make Africans to suffocate themselves. You can't put a leader who graduate from school and graduate from these suffocation schools and become a leader in your country, he can do well. He will suffocate the country. That's why Africa is never having a good leader. When good leadership is in Africa, Africa will be free. But they first deal with that part where good leadership will start. They terminate that part that is called the education system. When we have the good education system running, good education system, good educational background, when we have that, anybody graduate from that school, when that person become a leader, he will already know what to do. But we have peoples, we always choose peoples who graduate. When I want to become a leader today in my country, do you know what they will ask first? They will ask, where is your certificate from school? Where is your university certificate? Where is your that? Those are laws that was brought by the colonizers to give to Africa.
Yeah, because just to add to what you are saying, because with your certificate, they will not know that yes, you can be controlled. You are a good slave.
Very good, my brother. You get my point. You get my point. This is where the weak Africa, and we are not seeing all this weakness about Africa. That's why sometimes when people talk about leadership, we have to change leaders from today up to 12 years. Keep on changing leaders every day. Nothing will come out because the selection, the way we select leaders, that's what we need to deal with. The system of selecting leaders, the constitutions of selecting leaders, that we need to deal with. The system where it begins, not like you change this leader. Okay, let's remove this one and put PANDI MAICA. You put PANDI MAICA without changing the system. PANDI MAICA grow in the same system, the same corruption system. PANDI MAICA grow the same corruption system. PANDI MAICA land. So when you put PANDI MAICA is going to even be more corrupted than the other one that you remove. So the problem is we need to deal with the root of the problem. We need to know the root of our problem. Let's uproot that root and the tree will die. When you uproot the root of the tree will die. But when you just pluck the leaf of the tree and you put another leaf, the tree will still grow and bring the same leaves. The leaf, you know, when, for example, when the tree is having a blue leaf,
so no matter how leaders change.
Very good. When a tree is having a blue leaf and you pluck those blue leaf and put a yellow leaf, when the tree grow again, will bring the same blue leaf, not the yellow leaf that you put there, because he will come out with his own colors. So the same color will come out from the tree. But when you uproot the roots, the tree will die, will never germinate any other color anymore. So you can put any kind of tree, prepare another kind of root for that tree and put that tree there, and it is gonna function as you want. So we fail to understand the root of the problem of Africa. We fail to understand the roots, my bro. It's so bad. So bad.
So my brother, as I said, for we here in One Africa Mission, it's all about the mission is all about the unification of the African continent. So all these things that you've said, I understand, and which is true, because I listen to our mother, the Queen Mother of Africa, Mama Arikana Chuemburu, and then she said that sometimes we blame our leaders, but what we don't know is the power behind controlling our leaders. So do you think? So do you think, like, if Africa, example, like if we wake up tomorrow and Africa is united, one military, one currency, one passport, one president, do you think that system can be able to solve the predicaments and the problems of Africa we are facing, we are having today? Do you think, like, if we wake up tomorrow and Africa is united, one president, and do you think that president can now have the power and the courage to stand and watch in the face of the president of America, the president of China, the president of Russia, and tell them, I'm not happy with what you guys are doing to my country, Africa?
I will tell you one thing here. It's not like I hate Africa, but the truth is the truth. I will tell you that today. You know,
we are brutal, as I said.
I have been in this game for so long, and I understand every single part and every single mentality of African peoples. I will tell you, when Africans don't prepare the youngest ones for the liberation of Africa, it can, even if right now, when we like, we can all unite right now, all Africa can unite right now, one military, one passport, one president. That president will be the most corrupted president in the world. You know why? Because the mentality is still there, the system is still there, my brother. So
it's
the
young one,
Very good. We need to deal with the young ones, only the young ones. That's what Europeans did. When Europeans want to deal with Africans, they prepare. You know, I will tell you one thing. Europeans are planning one thing. In the maybe it will be even in the next 25 years or in the next 30 years. They are preparing their children for that. You look at what they are doing. They took their children and teaching them about Africa, how to mine in the gold from Africa. You know, those two are children,
Oh,
but they are
true.
preparing
You
them
are
for
very right.
in the next 30 years how to go and mining the golds of Africa, the fuel of
Mm.
Africa, the diamonds of Africa, how to go and mining it. And Africans are there. We are teaching our children nonsense in schools. No African children, since Africa become African, no African children,
And
no
let me,
African child have ever learned how to mining. And Africa have all natural resources. But the people who don't have natural resources are teaching their children how to mining. For where? For Africa, of course.
yeah. And then just to add up to what you are saying, and there's another thing that they are doing that for some reason we are not putting our minds in that, or we know, but we just don't care. You will see every time they will have Africa Youth and European Youth Summit. It is never held in Africa. America Youth and African Youth Summit. It is never held in Africa. What they will do is they will pick future leaders of Africa, students, and then they take them to Europe for a workshop. And all that these workshops are doing is preparing the minds of the African to tell them that they can never do something to themselves for themselves unless Europe come in. America, it was introduced by our own brother, Barack Obama. He started it. And every year they will take African students to America and they claim they are training them how to be leaders. But as a matter of fact, what they are doing is preparing the minds of these African future leaders, telling them that no, you just go back home and sleep. You cannot do it for yourself. It is only we, the Europeans or the Americans, the so-called white man, who can come to Africa and solve your problems for you. But as we keep saying, we here in One Africa Mission, our mission is all about the dignity of the African, the dignity of the
My
African
brother, you
continent,
see,
and the unity of the African continent.
for,
My brother.
for what you said right now
Mm-hmm.
is all about to know what
Mm.
Africans have. You know, Africans are too easy to be fooled, my brother. I understand this. Africans are too easy to be fooled. You know, they
Very,
they, they,
very
they
easy.
collect
I don't know why.
Africans and bring them to Europe. They just want to know what kind of intention do Africans have at this point in time. If they want to know those are the kind of things they do, they go and collect them and bring them for summit, this African and European summit, African and American summit, this and that. They want Africans to express their own mind, what is in their mind, what are they planning, so that they will know. But when Africa and Europe do summit, Europeans are never telling Africans the truth in that summit. Only Africans are telling
No.
Europeans their hard fact, what they are planning about
Mm.
Africa, what they are planning to do, what
What they intend
organizations
to
they
do.
want to do. Then Europeans will now know what Africans are up to, and they will now know if Africans have successfully get this, they will be liberated. So they will now plan how to destroy that. They will start to give Africans another kind of strategies to destroy the plan, that because they already know the intention of Africans. Africans have never known the intention of Europeans, Americans, UK. We have never known their intention, what they plan, how do they want to develop their continents. We never know anything about it, but they know everything about us, because we too easy to fool and sit in front of them and tell them all what we plan about ourselves. Why are you telling your enemies what you plan to develop yourself? If your enemies know that when you do this, you are going to be progress, they will always destroy. They will always plan to destroy. You can never be successful when your enemies always know what you do in your life or what you plan. You can never be
Mm.
successful. That's why Africa is never being successful, and we can never be successful unless we try to hide ourselves from these people and see them as our enemies. No collaboration with them, no any other summit with them, no any other partnership with them. They are our enemies. You have no partnership with your enemy. This is what
Mm.
Africans fail to understand. When you say this,
Well,
many people
well.
call me racist. If I tell you in
Mm.
whole Europe now, they all see me as racist, especially the European women. All of them, recognize me as a racist. They say I am teaching black peoples how to hate white peoples, but they don't understand. And many black peoples are fighting against me because they say I'm racist, because they feel like they know humanity. They want to fight for humanity. Humanity between black and white. When they enslave your
Yeah.
forefather, when they go to you and create wars to make you kill each other, now you are talking about humanity when it's time to pay back. Black man is telling me humanity. It's a pity on Africans.
Mm.
A
It has
very
always
big pity.
been our problem. And I know this will be a bit controversial from you because I heard you speaking about it. But my brother, okay, with all this, yeah, Europeans coming to Africa to create wars, Europeans coming to Africa to enslave our people, Europeans coming to Africa to take our resources, Europeans giving guns to one tribe to fight another tribe,
Yeah.
Europeans giving guns to one political party or one person to stage a coup in Africa. Can we as a people, yeah, my network is disturbing me. Oh, sorry, bro. Just
Yeah.
share it. Just share it for other people to hear. My brother, I know you always say that we must blame them for that. But can we continue to blame the European for what we allow them to be doing to us? Because you are my in-law at the same time, my brother. If somebody come to me and say to me, "Oh, this your in-law, this your brother, he's doing really good. You know what?
Mhm.
Take a knife and then choke him at the back. Don't let him continue doing the good." And I know that the good that you are doing it for you and me and for our children, the future of our children. And I take that knife, that person who give me that knife, he doesn't resemble me and you. He is not part of our family. And I take that knife and I choke you. Should I blame the person? Or should people blame the person who give me the knife to choke you? Or they should blame me? Because you are my
So
brother. And what you
they
are
should
doing
blame
is for the
you.
good of me and you, not
I,
for
I
him.
understand. I understand what you are saying. They should blame you because you fail to understand that no one should let you kill your brother. No
Yes.
one should let you murder your brother. While
Mm-hmm.
you can't make them murder their own brothers,
Mm.
you can never push them to kill their own peoples. Why are they pushing you to kill
Yes.
your own people?
That's what I'm saying. They will,
So
because they
this
are not that stupid. Malcolm X said it. They are not stupid. They are very intelligent to realize that what you are going to do to me will affect me, not you. So why do we, as African people, allow them to always manipulate us, to always uh, give us
I will
guns
tell
to
you that,
fight
my
among
brother.
ourselves? Are
I
we not
will
going
tell
to
you
do
there is
this?
a root to that. There is a root to that, poverty.
And I'm looking
Poverty
for
is
that.
a big disease, my brother. Poverty is a big disease. White man know that when a black man is rich, is loyal. When a black man is poor, you can buy his loyalty. A black man is never loyal when he is poor. A black man is always loyal when he is rich. A black man, you can never ever bribe a black man when he is rich. When he is rich, he know his right, he know his left. When a black man is poor, he can do anything that can make him rich. They know this. Poverty can turn a black man mentality to enslave himself and his peoples all around. That's what our leaders are doing. They make them poor. None of these African leaders are rich. They are all poor. They think like they are rich. They are fucking poor. None of them are rich. That's why they always come and beg. They have no product, no project that will give them good income every year so that they will not depend on white people, because white people make sure that Africans remain in poor without no good project, no nothing, no job opportunities. Let the youth be so useless so that we can use them against their own peoples to kill their own people. We can arm them and give them money to murder their own brothers. What is happening in Congo? It was created by European Union when they created this and started creating this thing in 2019. I made a video and tell people why European Union sending their soldiers, because they want to create a war. They want to create a conflict, but nobody believed it that time. Today, what Congo is
Mm.
facing? What are they facing today? In Sierra Leone, what is happening there in Freetown? I made it very clear on a Sierra Leone platform. One Sierra Leone man called me from America to join him on his platform. When he asked me what in my country now, they call UK, they call this, they call European Union election and councillors when they were having this election. I told him, my brother, they are trying to create a war in your country. You will not understand. Once you will understand this, you will see your own peoples Your own fellow blacks in Sierra Leone taking gun and killing others. This is what they want to create. These people doesn't go there to make peace. What was happening in Cameroon? It was all created by these same peoples. When France go there and started to say all Cameroon must speak French language, no English in French in Cameroon. That's where the problem starts because they want to keep over.
Amazonia.
Very good. So you see what is happening. So black man is too poor today. Even in my own country, Gambia, go there. If white people go there today and gather some Gambian youths together and arm them very well and give them money, they will start killing their own brothers and their own sisters. That is a poverty on Africa. This is what they know about Africa. That's why they never want Africa to be developed. When we are developed like them, that's why we cannot bribe them, because they have everything. What can we give them that will make them to kill each other? Because not money. They printed money. We can't give them money to kill each other. They have it. We can't give them diamond to kill each other because we don't even have diamond. We are the root of diamond, but we don't have. What the diamond they have, we don't have it. We are the root of gold, but we don't have. The gold they have, we don't have it. And it is all from us. So you see how Africans so look down on themselves and leave themselves to go so low. Still, they don't have power. Africa is the power of the world. Just that the peoples living in that Africa, in that land, doesn't value that land, doesn't know what they have. Yes. The people in Africa, why are we all running? When we have golds in Africa, we have diamond, we all run and came to peoples who don't have gold. When we all run, came here, they are running, going to Africa to steal. We are running, coming to them, thinking like they are the people who are rich, while they are running, going to us to steal from us. Yeah, when they see Africans running away from Africa. Well, you don't know what they said. When they see Africans running away from Africa, they said, look, stupid people, they have everything, but they didn't know what they have. They are running away. Let's go there and steal their golds and their diamonds and come and develop. Always they will see us develop. They will be the one to beg us. We can never beg them.
Yeah, they are nothing. You know, just as you said, I recently I was in Ethiopia, great country, very great country. But you know, I was at the airport and I saw a flight going to Tanzania and then what's the name? Kenya. And among the people going to Tanzania, I'll tell you, in Africa, in Ethiopia, 80% of the people were Chinese people. 80% of the people. I even make a post on that. I said, am I in Africa? Because when I saw at the airport, it was full of Chinese. And I said, what is it that is so special about this continent that you see Europeans, Chinese, whatever, they are in Africa. And yet, when you are going outside of Africa, you see a lot of Africans running away from Africa. So this point that you made bring me to the next question that I want to ask. You know, when you are in Africa, recently when I was in Ghana, Ethiopia, and Kenya, and when you meet young people, even not only young people, even just ordinary African citizens, when you ask the person, please, have you ever traveled outside of your country before, like Ethiopia, like Kenya, like Ghana? Out of maybe 10 people, maybe one person, or you will not even get one person who will tell you that, yes, I've traveled to this country, I've traveled to that country. Most people doesn't travel. But when you meet a European in Italy, in Spain, in UK, in America, in Australia, and you ask him, have you ever traveled outside of your country before? The minimum they will tell you is that, oh, I've been to 10 countries, different countries. Of course. So because they have that opportunity to travel among their country and interact among themselves, they appreciate what they have. But because we as African people, we've been denied that opportunity to travel within our country, our continent. Because of that, we don't appreciate what Africa has for us. Do you think that this was a deliberate something put on Africans not to value the African continent?
Of course, it is deliberately something that was put on Africans as a system, the same way they put a system to change Africans' mentality against themselves. This is a system that they make it too difficult. They make sure that it become too difficult for an African man to travel to his fellow African
Within
country.
Africa.
Because, my brother, if they make it easy for every African to be traveling the same way, they make it easier for themselves. If they make it easier for Africans, my brother, we will be united in
For
1 year. We will be united. Why are they united? Because they have been traveling. They make traveling easy for themselves. An Italian can travel, go to Germany, go to France very easily. So he have an open communication with every European country and with every European citizen.
Yes.
So when they are open to each other, this is where love came. This is where unity came. That's why they make it too difficult for Africans to travel and meet each other. That's why it is difficult for us to love each other, because we are not being used to each other. Today, if you see a Gambian will tell you that I don't like Nigerians.
No.
Why? Because he has never been to Nigeria. He have never been in them. But if you, no matter how you don't like Nigerians,